Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Nice to have the first job. First of all, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, or hope you had one. Now it's the day after. So now we got the New Year's coming up. Want to wish everyone a Happy New Year and a good, happy holiday. Hope you're able to spend time with friends and family for sure. I know I did. Especially when you have kids, guys, it's so important to spend time with them. It's something I cherish, and it's kind of sad to see them growing up, obviously I'm never going to get that time back, and neither will you if you have children. So we'll make sure you're really taking advantage, of off time and, these holidays to be able to spend time with kids, family and friends for sure, because it's something you're never going to get back. I don't want to look back one day and regret not doing that. So, I was able to do that for sure. And another point, let's not forget the reason for the season, especially if you're a Christian, you believe in God and believe in Jesus. Obviously, the birth of Christ, hence the name Christmas, the reason for the season. I think it really gets lost today in society and our country in general. But I think it's up for the church and if you believe in God to remind people, what it's really about. That's the birth of Christ, So, obviously things would be a lot different if it wasn't for that event in history. Probably the single most, not probably, the most important event in history for sure, the birth of Christ, So, can't lose sight of that, and let's not all forget it. I'm sure a lot of you that are like me, believe in God, believe in Jesus, agree with that, but it just tends to get lost in the shuffle nowadays, it seems like, in society. But I'm heading to the next job, guys. Justin's going to meet me there. His daughter was sick. I think she had the flu, so he's worried about riding with me in the truck and maybe giving me what she had. So you just never know. So he's looking out for me, and I appreciate that. Thinking that way, because obviously it's not something I want to give to my kids if I were to contract it. But even though I don't get sick very easily, you just never know. So it's not worth the risk. And the way the work schedule for today, I've only got a few jobs, so it kind of works out, for him just to kind of follow me around. We've only got a few jobs we're going to do, so that's good. But I appreciate him thinking of that, because I don't want to get my family and kids sick potentially. But anyway, this is kind of nothing really pressing the next 2 days, but I still want to be obviously productive and making some money, at least enough to cover my expenses and then some. Obviously Justin worked Monday. I cut the wood Tuesday, got a good load of hickory Tuesday, and obviously took the rest of the day off Tuesday and yesterday. So trying to get some work done, make some money, at least cover my expenses. I don't like the idea of losing money in any week, so that's something that I kind of think about, and want to make sure we're bringing in some revenue to cover things, So that's really how I'm, how I tend to think. Just give you an idea of how I think about things, while I'm working. I wouldn't necessarily have to work the next 2 days if I didn't want to, but I want to. So that's what I'm going to do, right? It's hard for me to sit around a lot of days and do nothing, not feel overly productive and that kind of thing. So I want to make sure I'm covering my expenses. So we're going to First Baptist Church. First of all, my hope is they're not working today. I'm hoping they're not working, so the parking lot will be clear and we can easily blow it off and suck up some leaves in the parking lot without cars being there, which just makes things easier. Obviously, don't have to worry about potentially breaking the window, that kind of thing. So that's why I'm going here today, in hopes they're not working. The city's not working today. You never know, they may be, but I'm betting on the fact that they won't be working today, so we'll see. Then I'll have my big HOA account. It's something we'll do once a month. From November through March, we'll just probably mow it we'll mow it one time a month. That's what we've agreed to. And I get a certain amount of money, this particular account each month. So I've mentioned 100 times about why I like these commercial, HOA style accounts, giving a certain amount of money each month really important this time of year. And frankly, guys, just to give you an idea, that one monthly check, from the Brooks, this particular HOA or apartment complex I take care of, however you want to call it, it's going to cover this truck, my other Isuzu truck with spray rig, and my nice truck, which I've almost paid off. I don't really use it a lot for work, but it's still a business expense. So it's this one monthly check will cover all 3 of my trucks essentially. So that's a big deal, in terms of taking care of expenses and the costs associated with business. Good, it looks like there's nobody here. So can't underestimate the importance of some of these commercial accounts that pay you monthly. And I really want to look into getting more. I've got a couple of customers that pay me that way in terms of the monthly amount, and frankly I want to try to see if I can get more and more people to do that, to be honest with you. So that's kind of my thinking, going forward, is try to get more and more customers to pay that monthly figure, just to cover, just have a certain amount of money coming in each month. Obviously in the winter it can be really helpful, but anyway, hey, listen, I just pulled up. It's about 7:15 now, so we're gonna get this parking lot cleaned up and blown off. Looks like there's some cars here, but it's pretty empty for the most part. I'm not sure if people are coming to work or not, but hopefully not, so we can blow the leaves and suck them up before people get here. So I'm gonna get started on that. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon. Hey y'all saw me getting some footage there using the navigator and the blower, and I just got done obviously using the mower to go along with some more blowing afterwards. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna bring this point up, guys. There's always a method to everything in this business. You know, the more experience you have, the more you understand in terms of how long you've been doing this. But yeah, I've obviously been doing this a long time, so I know exactly what I'm doing overall in terms of scheduling, you know, figuring out the day, the plan for the day, the jobs I want to do, and you know, how to go about doing each job in an efficient manner. So just give you an idea of what I thought in terms of why I'm doing the properties I'm doing today. Well, first of all, we just got done with First Baptist Church. And I think in the intro I mentioned the fact that, you know, my thought would be that they would be off, you know, the city employees that park there in one of the parking lots would be off, so the parking lot would be clear in order for me to get all the leaves sucked up and cleaned up off that parking lot, because obviously when it's full, it's an issue. Unfortunately, of course, I was there early enough that that wasn't an issue to begin with. We were able to get that section done before people started really filing in there. So that was good. But one good thing is they have a daycare there as well, and they're not working today. So the other side of the parking lot, you know, wasn't bad at all in terms of cars being there. So that wasn't an issue. But yeah, that was part of my thinking too here as well at the Brooks. You know, a big HOA, by the way, again, I'll remind you, you know, given the importance, the amount of money that this gives me each and every month, it pays for all three of my trucks, you know, and then some. I'll have some left over, to be honest with you. So that's good, you know, in terms of the amount of money coming in, you know, revenue coming in order to, you know, help my business go and pay for the bills, that kind of thing. So yeah. But kind of piggybacking off my thinking there with the church is I knew, obviously being the holidays, you know, a lot of people will be gone here in the parking lot. There's some people here, but a lot of people are gone, so it's, you know, less crowded and makes it easier for me to, you know, blow the curbs off and the sidewalks and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that was my thinking, is by doing these properties now, you know, more people will be gone, which is my main objective here as well, is to get the leaves cleaned up off the curbs, you know, blowing the parking lots off and using the various tools I have at my disposal to get the job done. So yeah, but that was my thinking in terms of planning for the day, is people will be gone and there wouldn't be many cars in the parking lots. And that's really my thinking in terms of doing these two properties today first and foremost. Okay, guys, so let's talk about the method that I'm using to get this particular property up here, you know, given the tools I have at my disposal. So yeah, I'm always thinking about getting things done as efficiently and productively as possible. You know, that's the name of the game in order to make the most money out here. There's always thinking involved, not just willy-nilly just doing stuff out here. And I've mentioned before just the importance of using your head and not being a dummy. And again, that comes with experience in terms of knowing how to do stuff. So yeah, you saw me, I got the clips of using a navigator. And when I'm using the navigator, you know, I'm only using it on certain sections of the property itself in terms of sucking the leaves up on the curb. Now, if I got an area of curb where there's leaves caked up and there's a natural bed area or a wood line that I can blow them in, obviously I'm not going to use the navigator to suck them up. I'll just blow them. So that's kind of my thinking there. I'm only going over certain sections of the curbs with the navigator, and then I'll just blow, you know, what's left over, you know, into the gutter or, you know, just back onto the grass. I'm not really worried about mowing the grass today. There are certain sections that need it, but overall, I mean, it doesn't really need cut or weed eated for the most part. We may weed eat some sections, but overall, we won't do a whole lot of that. My main objective, again, is to get the leaves off the curbs and go around and, you know, suck up the leaves and blow them into the wood line if that's necessary. And, you know, blow, you know, the sidewalks and the porches off. So that's kind of my thinking in terms of this property here. So yeah, I obviously use the navigator to do some sections of the curb to suck them up. You know, I've obviously been blowing. Y'all saw the clips of me blowing. And, you know, once I blow, you know, I'm using the Laser Z, you know, to blow some of these leaves into the wood line. I got that clip earlier. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put these particular clips, and me using the mower and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all. It's got to make sense. I mean, you got to be, you know, smart out here when you're doing things in order to be efficient and not have to overwork. You know what I mean? So yeah, me and Justin's only been out here for a little over an hour, and we've already got probably half of it done. We got a pretty big section. The other half, it's gonna have a lot of blowing to do, but we've already got this back half done. It's just all about, like I said, just making things make sense, and a method, your methodology in terms of doing things in order to make the most money. So yeah, I just want to point that out. Don't be a dummy out here. Again, it comes with experience. But if you really use your head and think, you can get these jobs done so much easier and quicker and efficiently. Hope that's helpful. Hey everyone, not finished for the day. Got some good news. Unfortunately, it started raining. Kind of, pretty light, but it's just rained hard enough to where I'm just gonna be doing firewood related stuff the rest of the day. So yeah, Justin went home. He lives kind of close to where we process everything at. So he's gonna go home and get a bite to eat and change clothes. Got a little wet. Yeah, I'm not too wet. My feet are a little wet, but you gotta be tough out here, guys. You can't let a little wetness, a little rain, get you down and make you go home, especially when you're my shoes, so to speak, trying to make money, week in, week out, when you have employees and you're paying a salary and all that. So yeah, luckily we got the main the main goal for today, taking care of the brooks, my big HOA account, getting all the leaves blown off the curbs, off the parking lots. We even trimmed some bushes. I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Yeah, some bushes over here. Yeah, it didn't take us that long. We finished up with the leaves around 11, and then we spent the last couple of hours trimming some bushes that needed trimmed up, just since we're able to get done pretty quickly and want to make sure everything's looking pretty good. We actually probably need to trim some of these trees up, this time of year coming up in January, just to make everything look as good as possible. That's not something necessarily I have to do per the contract, but I want everything looking good, and I feel like I'm making good money here, and want to keep the management happy and the people here happy. I've been doing this place since '06, so yeah, I doubt they'll be going for anybody else anytime soon, as long as I want to do the job. But anyway, hey, like I said, I'll be headed to firewood to do it. I've got an order for 90. Ace came through. My buddy Michael over there came through. He wants 90 bundles, which whatever 90 times 550 is, and then I'll be making another $150 bulk order. So I think that's somewhere between $600 and $700 for tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and head there. We'll process some wood, and I'll get loaded up for tomorrow. We'll make the delivery tomorrow. Just want to go ahead and get loaded up, because the couple yards, and this is something that goes along with the the message for the video in terms of thinking. My thinking is these yards that I have on the list, I had a couple yards that I could have done today, but they're not pressing. I don't necessarily have to do them, so I'm gonna hold off on those and probably do them tomorrow if we have time, or Monday. It's not that big a deal. I know these customers didn't even really ask for me to come by, but typically I'll come by like once a month or whenever I feel like it needs it. So yeah, they haven't asked me, so I'm not worried about getting those jobs done. Again, it comes to thinking and having experience and knowing what you're doing out here. So yeah, I felt it best to go ahead and go to the wood yard and get loaded up with those 90 bundles for Ace and the $150 bulk order for tomorrow. So that's exactly what I'm going to do after we eat lunch. It's about 1:15 now. So yeah, y'all, that's the point of the video I'm going to make. I mean, I know a lot of the general public, and y'all may disagree with this. You may agree, I'm not really sure, but in my opinion, a lot of the general public that don't know any better, they tend to think that us lawn care guys are just a bunch of idiots out here mowing grass. Well, we all know that's not the case in most of the cases, so to speak. I'm sure y'all probably know some that aren't the smartest out there in the world, but if you do have some intelligence, put it to use. Use it, like I said, use it for scheduling, for the day ahead or the week. And, take things into consideration, like I mentioned before, with the people not being in the parking lot in both of these situations, with the church I did earlier today and my HOA here, knowing that people are going to be gone for the holiday. So there's always things you can really be thinking about, to make this job, to be as efficient and ultimately profitable as possible. And again, that comes with experience. The more experience you have in this game, the better and the more that'll make sense to you in terms of really thinking about things and how to go about doing things, guys. But yeah, just thought I'd bring that up. Hope every one of you is having a good, awesome week, awesome holiday, getting to spend some time with, friends and family, and making sure you're getting some rest too. That's something I'm trying to do as well. Ernest, my buddy Ernest, brought that up to me, and I do try to rest up and get my mind off things, so to speak, as much as I can. But you all know that if you're a business owner and you've been doing this a long time, it's really hard to get your mind off things, in terms of your business and things associated with it. But I try to do that, and I hope you're doing the same thing. But hey, listen, guys, God bless each and every one of you. Remember the reason for the season, the birth of Christ, and how important that day was in terms of Christmas. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. God bless you. Talk to you later.